So you're stuck at like $10,000 to $50,000 a month right now, and you don't know what to do with your coaching info agency. So like with this SMO process, where me and my team built this out specifically from seeing other nine-figure companies do it themselves. So like look, these two companies specifically, they made around like $1 million a year or a month, and what they did specifically wasn't that hard though. Like people overcomplicate this. It's not that hard though. You only need three types of content: bottom of funnel, middle of funnel, top of funnel. Top of funnel is like the content where it's like the reels, the 30-second reels, lifestyle type content, more informational, but like still kind of lifestyle. That's through Instagram, social media, like the IG, TikTok, and all that. And then we got middle of the funnel, which is YouTube. YouTube is like converts a lot. Like usually when someone books a call through YouTube, there's a higher likely chance that they'll close, right? Because they're more informed. And then there's ads. Ads that's more cold type traffic. They're still good, like people that come in. Honestly, it's better than IG because like they're actually interested in what you're selling, but they're not interested in like they don't know your type of journey so far. So they're not buying into you yet. So that's how you have like this type of traffic in. And the best way to actually convert this traffic is through VSLs and then DM conversations. So like if you're doing more like reels and ads, the best thing is actually a DM conversation. Even like with ads, like if you see those big influencers that have like those ads, they're like comment plus below or something like that, and like, they're just having you nurture through the DMs because they know. Typically with ads, if you have a VSL, it's like because you don't have a good audience, that's why they have a VSL. So like typically, great ad creatives, like people that have really good ads, typically are the best like in the space. They can do this through VSL because they know how to like have a good copy and all that. But like let's say you just have mid to like even low tier copy, doing DM conversations is the best thing because you have a sales rep basically texting them and maybe even getting their phone number and then calling them up. So that way you have them on their email list and all that. And then of course you need a CTA because once you have a CTA, it makes sure everything is super simple for them to actually book a call with you. Because if it's like, hey, look at all this content, and they don't know what the next step is, it's like, what are you guys doing? So that's like the best way to actually do this. So now you know more of side like the IG, more of like the top of funnel slash middle funnel content. Now it's bottom funnel, where it's like they actually book a call now. Now you're actually able to convert them because you have a sales rep who's going to offer this potential client one of your services. So once they do, a typical service is 4 to 10K. If you're doing anything below $4,000, even $5,000, honestly, that's like broke numbers. Like you're working with broke people because if they like what you're doing, then you can actually get the results. If you're selling this for anything less than 5K, you definitely are working with broke people. So honestly, I wouldn't even like have an offer below 10K if I could like do this myself because there's two type of clients. The one that's 5K and the one that's 10K. You probably see those Instagram reels. The 5K wants more discounts. They want to get it's like $1,000 and all that. The 10K they pay it up easily. And even if like they want to have a discount, they're able to actually split that up easier because they have the money. Typically, you want to work with people that have money or people that want to like leave because richer type prospects are better because they actually commit faster. But there's also things where you need to put in place to make sure you convert those type of leads. Once they close, you get an onboarding process because you don't want these leads to potentially refund because you need a smooth process where they don't refund, charge back, or get cold feet. So once that you do that, you get a client success manager. You have a CSM who basically makes this process super smooth, tells them what they need to do, how to do it, so that way you have potential upsells. So eventually, once you actually do a really good job for them, you have a client or you even a success manager or even a sales rep to come in and say like, hey, like we have this offer where it's 25K, we'll put a 5K discount and then credit how much you invest into us. Boom, you get another sale. So it's the lifetime value for that one client is around $20,000 to like $100,000. So just think of that with thousands of other students, you can be making so much money and you've just been leaving that off the table because you don't have a client success manager. So that way you can easily scale to $500,000 a month. Because I've seen it personally where you can literally make $100,000 in a week just off of upsells. Just think of that. You do that in a span of like 4 weeks to like 12 months. You're making $4 million. You're losing out $4 million a year, not because you don't have an upsell process. So just think of it like that. You're losing money. you're losing money. So don't do that. And then of course webinars. Webinars are really good to like educate audiences. Then also have your current audience get potentially upsold or just like get sold again because they like what you're doing. And then boom, you're making at least $500,000 a month. So that's potentially you losing around, if you're doing like $10,000 to $50,000 a month, you're basically broke right now. You're losing basically around $450,000, around $500,000 every single month because you don't have these processes in place. So let's say you have these processes and they don't work. You're the person that's wrong because everyone in their business does this. Like that does more than $100,000 a month. If you're not doing this while you're doing $10,000 or $50,000 a month, and you think you just your systems or what you do is better, you're doing this wrong. So stop being a bitch and actually put these processes in places. So if you do, I have a link below. Book in a call, and we'll potentially see you in the future. Bye.
Sure. I mean, it's